Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session of our channel where we connect together, listen to you, and help you understand the concepts, and a lot many other things which we certainly try to understand as a part of this live session. And this is the only platform where we give you the opportunity to ask your questions and get them clarified through this particular opportunity and a platform, which is our live session. And I'm really happy to do it repeatedly because there have been a great response from all of you who are really interested to ask several questions being a part of this live session. And we pretty much understand that people may have any sort of questions which might be available at any point of time. All they need is a right person to give them the right answer. And this is where this live session is going every week by week, and every Saturday we make sure that we connect with you, help you to understand the context, give you the responses for your questions. So we are back again. Yeah, hello and greetings for the day. We look forward to listen to a lot of queries, a lot of concerns, a lot of questions, whatsoever you may have, and we would be happy again to assist you. So we'll be just getting started with our day. For a moment to give some time for people to join in and get started with their questions. I think the recent updates, I think we are pretty much there where we are last week. I just got some videos updated on the boot camp of software testing. And first of all, a lot of people have commented back to me that they have successfully completed different certifications. I would like to congratulate all of them. And thank you so much for taking some time out and letting me know that you have succeeded with the exams and dropping those comments on the channel, because it certainly helps a newcomer to the channel that how many people are really talking good about this content, how many people have succeeded going through this content, because sometimes the contents are pretty huge. We're talking about 15 hours, 16 hours of tutorials which we prepare in order to help you learn the concepts, and people just don't want to invest that time to not get the benefits. So this is where it is very crucial and important, uh, for me and for our upcoming audience, that you drop a comment and let us know that how was your experience, and whether you succeeded with the examination or not. If you succeeded, what was your approach? If you did not succeed, what was the challenges you faced? Which certainly helps the newcomers or new learners about the certification to prepare accordingly, right? So your comments would certainly matter. So we encourage all our audience to drop a comment and share their experience. And at the same time, whenever you have something to share about the feedback of the content, you feel free to drop a comment. And I'll be really happy to respond back to them, acknowledge your comments. As you see, pretty much for all the comments, you may have a response from my side, right? So I take certainly some time out to help people, acknowledge that we got your comment, we got your feedback, we got your news that you succeeded with the examination, which pretty much makes a lot of sense to our audience too. They feel that someone is really listening to them. And this is another platform where we have this live session where we look forward to listen to your concerns, listen to your questions, listen to your doubts and clarifications, and try to answer them as much as possible. So, looking forward to a great day again today. We'll be just getting started. It's gonna be for 1 hour as usual, but now I think from the last week we have started stretching a bit because there will be a lot of questions coming up, and we just want to make sure that we answer almost every one before we wind up with the show. So go ahead, team, if you have got any questions with you, which could be regarding testing, regarding certifications, regarding concepts of automation testing, building a career as a QA, what is the career path, etc. Yes, let that be anything related to and around testing, and I would be more than happy to assist you there. So go for it and feel free to drop your concerns. We are here to listen to you and respond to you. So I'll be waiting for the comments on the chat box. I think slowly people are just joining in, and we will be pretty much happy to hear from you. All right, the very first one coming in from Dinesh. Dinesh says, "Good evening, sir. Very good evening, Dinesh. Thank you for being a consistent member of our live session. What is the iterative and incremental? Elaborate in SDLC." Iterative and incremental, where you iterate and each iteration you increment. Okay, so it's more of like a spiral methodology which we had in the traditional model, where you can say that to a certain extent our agile also falls under the same category, but somehow the classification in the world is slightly confusing. People say, isn't it incremental development model? But actually, agile is also iterative incremental, because each iteration, which is our sprint, every single iteration, you add something new to the existing. Now, that adding new to the existing is what you call it as increment, product increment, PI planning, right? Everything relates around it. So, every single sprint, you add something new to the existing. So, increment happens. But as it is done in the sprints, not a single project like waterfall, we say it is iterative incremental, right? So, every single iteration, you have some increment happening, and each iteration adds value, and completion of a successful iteration returns you a increment in the existing product. So I hope that gives you the clarity, Dinesh. If there's any other thing, just go ahead and let me know. We would love to talk about that too. Okay, and we are also looking forward to more and more questions. So, team, go ahead. If you have anything in your mind, we do not evaluate your question in terms of whether your question is important, significant, or not. It's just a question to us. The question, what you have, it's all my responsibility to respond to it. That's it. Let the question be anything. Just feel free. Maybe layman level, maybe a complex one. Just whatever you think. I can just look forward to see if I can best answer that. That's it. All right, Vignesh is coming and says, do ISTQB certificate help me in my job career? Do organization in India have good recognition? Yes. I think today, as on today, I can say that word yes, because organizations have started filtering out to reduce their load in recruiting a candidate. Okay, earlier it was not. If you talk about 3 years before, or 5 years before, people hardly knew that there's something called as ISTQB. In fact, people did not know what is the full form of ISTQB. But today, organizations know that this is one of our key criteria to filter out some good profiles and shortlist them, though they may not say that it is a eligibility criteria like US and UK, right? Europe, if you go, they will say that it is a must. Okay, it's not good to have, it's must to have. You must be certified in order to apply for this job. But in India, it's not a must to have as of now, but it is good to have. So assume that again, if you're trying to apply, an organization will certainly look forward to someone who is having more portfolio with them, right? Someone who is certified compared to a non certified candidate. Of course, I'm not saying that it's not necessary that your skills are strong. That does not make any value. No, it may. In India, it's not still, I said you right, it's not still must have. It's not a criteria as such today, but it certainly showcases and makes your profile more stronger when compared to a non certified professional, because a tester generally doesn't have certifications. If you talk about developers, you talk about architects, you talk about administrators like DB admins and all, they certainly have tool specific certifications with them. They have platform specific certification. But a tester hardly has some certification on their profile. So, given that people now know that testers have a qualification certificate called as ISTQB, then they may seek that on your profile. So, having that on your profile will certainly add value, is what I'll insist on. But it is not a criteria as such in India as of today that if you are non certified, you may not be a good candidate. No, that's not the judgment part as of now. Okay, so Vignesh, I hope that gives you pretty much the right answer. And if you think you still have anything, just feel free to drop another one and I'll talk about it. Okay, picking up the next one from Suhas. Suhas says, good evening, very good evening, Suhas. Could you please tell which types of questions will be asked in interview for manual testing? Um, See, it depends on the experience, right? Manual testing is a very wide domain, and more of like manual testing is more of like your interactive based interaction with the system. When you test a system, you have your personal intervention there. And there are several concepts. It's just not limited to the basic definition which you could have learned in the fundamentals of testing. People may ask you from your real time expertise, real time interaction with the system, and they may ask you, okay, what happens if you find something like this? What happens if you're given with a particular requirement like this? Can you draw some test cases there and let me know what do you think is the scenarios to be tested? So manual testing or The approach of interviewing a candidate who has some experience in the manual interaction testing, they may not be just limited to basic definitions. Of course, they will kick start with the basic definition, but they will deep dive that have you really interacted and performed some testing yourself, right? So they will give you more of like a scenario. What do you do in this case? What do you do in that case? What happens if a particular application is behaving like this? Will you report a defect? Yes. What will be the defect severity? Do you think it is going to be high, it's going to be low, or medium? Why do you say medium? Why do you say high? Right? So they will ask you to justify each and everything, though it is a definition based thing, but this is how they will drive it. In any organization, this is the pattern. They will just not limit themselves to the definition. They will ask you your experience in a definition way. That if you really know how things happen in reality, then you will give me real time answers than the book definitions, right? So prepare yourself, Suhas, on the expertise, what you should have gained so far. But again, on the other side, if in case you are a fresher, because I'm not having a clarity, if in case you are a fresher, then the definition pretty much makes sense. But yeah, a little bit on the test cases will become very strong part for you. The better you know how to write test cases, how to justify your test cases, that how it is effective, how it will help you to find defects. Why do you think these test cases are important for this particular requirement is what they will be expecting from you. So I think I've given both the answers. Being a fresher, being a experienced candidate, what will they expect from you? If there's anything else, Suhas, just let me know. Okay, we got Miracle saying, thank you very much, sir. I took my ISTQB Foundation certification. I did very great in one seating, and your videos on the tricks of the exams helped me a lot. You are awesome. God bless you. Congratulations, Miracle. First of all, your name is Miracle. So we were certainly anticipating that it will happen. And congratulations again from my heart that you made it through in one seating. And thank you for sharing your valuable and wonderful feedback here. It pretty much keeps me fueled up to continue my good work for all other audience. And we look forward to have you again on our channel if you're looking forward to have your further certifications for sure. But I'm always there. If you have anything related to testing, you can always reach out and you can ask me the questions if you have any. Right? We'll be always happy to help you. And thank you so much for your wishes. It certainly keeps me inspired to keep up my good work always. Miracle also says, I'll surely recommend you to everyone I know, including my friend and family in the field. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. It certainly is like kind of, overwhelming for me right now. And when people share those words, it makes a lot of difference to an instructor because it's not just like a rating. It's more of like affection, more of like respect to the person who tried helping you. So I totally acknowledge your love and affection there. And I'm highly, highly obliged when I see such comments from my participants. And I'm really happy to hear about your success. And I wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. Okay. All right. We have another one coming in from Anish. And he says, hello, boss. Hello, Anish. Just a question regarding the ISTQB Foundation exam prices. Turkish ISTQB is charging $65, while German ISTQB is 25 pounds, euros. Why is the difference? Is German ISTQB stronger? No, not at all. It's just that the cost of living is different in different countries. So it goes on the economy basis that what people can afford to pay. So it's just that your 1 pound is equal to 95 INRs, and but if you say 95 INRs is big thing for us in India, right? If you say somebody is charging you 100 pounds, you think that, oh, I'm being charged 1,000 rupees for this particular thing, right? Because we spend in INR, we earn in INR. So GBPs are not something for you. You may find it really expensive. But if GBP comes to India and they have a meal, right? Just as lunch meal, and they pay $100, they think that what was it just 1 pound meal, and they find that India is the cheapest, right? So it's about the economy. Don't forget the syllabus is the same, right? Examination is the same. They cannot boycott any of the rules of ISTQB, and ISTQB is a global recognizable body. So it does not mean that if you have taken in India, your certifications are only valid in India. If you have taken in America, it is only valid in America? No. It's just that based on the cost of living of a country, as per the economy, the cost of examinations are accordingly defined. Okay, so rest, they are pretty much the same. There's no difference. So you have the opportunity to decide from where to take to save some cost in your pocket. Right, Anish? Do let me know if you think anything else. I can answer you there. Okay, so Dinesh says, what is concept of length in iterative? Concept of length. See, again, if I deep dive into agile and try to discuss about what should be a kind of, iteration length, right? So iteration of length, of course, length of the iteration is something the sprint length, that what should be your duration of a sprint. Number one thing, as per the Scrum guide, as per the Scrum Alliance, they recommend the sprint length must be between 2 weeks to 4 weeks of time. Okay, because we're talking about short iterations, but they still have a range that your iterations can be between 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Why not 1 weeks? 1 week? The reason is 1 week, I don't think you will be able to deliver something measurable, right? 1 week, you kind of just deal with one or two stories, which may not even complete a functionality in the product. So, Scrum Guide justifies that 1 week is not significant enough in all the situations. So, we just can't recommend the whole world that 1 week is also an option. Different industries have different functionalities, different products. So 1 week is not eligible for everyone. So 2 weeks certainly add something. You can have an increment on the product level, but they give you a range depending on the complexity, depending on the type of the product which you are working with, right? Your length of sprint can vary, but between 2 weeks to 4 weeks of time. Beyond that, you are going too long. So concept of length of an iteration is basically that within a project, you determine what kind of product you are doing with or working with, what kind of team do you have, what kind of technicality are you managing, and how frequently you can say that we have built something which is an increment on the product and stable. Okay, like it's just not something which is failing every time, right? So the point here is that the length of the iteration is the sprint length, and it can be between 2 weeks to kind of 4 weeks of time as per the Scrum guide, but it determines based on the products and project characteristics. I hope that answers your question, Dinesh. Let me know if you have anything else. Miracle says, what other certifications can I acquire to boost my VC? um, you can look forward to have agile, which is the next thing for you. If you are highly experienced, like with 7 or 8 years of experience, I would also suggest taking up test analyst certification, right? Because test analyst is something which would be adding more portfolio value, and you are eligible now, given that you are done with your foundation level. It will be easy for you to follow up and take it up as a next opportunity. Or the third option which you have is certainly the next thing, which is our specialist certification. So if you come back from a different platform, like you're a performance tester, if you're a mobile application tester, if you're a security tester, if you're a usability tester, right? We have a whole bunch of specialist certifications, so you can opt any one of them as well, right? So you have three different gates open right now with you. You can go with agile, you can go with core, or you can even go with the third one, which is specialist certification, right? Which will pretty much make great value to your portfolio, right? Okay, we got another one called Sri Lakshmi says, good evening, sir. Very good evening. Watching your videos helped me clear ISTQB Foundation level certification in the first go itself. So, very thankful for your videos. Again, congratulations, Lakshmi. And it's really great when people come back, take some time out, and let us know. And just not letting me know, you're letting the world know that the material was very helpful, and it certainly helped you to meet all your expectations in the preparation, and you could succeed. And when you come back and put that comment here, it certainly makes that sense that you really want to let everyone know that, hey, this content is reliable, and you can go ahead and refer this in order to make your certification successful in one go. So thank you so much for taking that time out and letting us know about your results. Congratulations once again, and I wish you all the very best for your and future endeavors. Also, Tran is here. Tran says, hi, Tran. And Lakshmi also says, I'm a manual tester. and want to extend my career beyond manual testing. I was hoping to start automation testing with Selenium. If this is the right path, please suggest some reference where I can start. Um, Again, come on, you do have platform with you like YouTube and Udemy. You can look forward to some good instructors there. I currently don't have any courses on Selenium, which I'll be publishing pretty much down the line sometime. Uh, Number one thing, your path is correct. You can start with Selenium, which is the best option to get started and competitive enough in the world to switch to automation. Most of the companies are looking for Selenium testers mainly more than any other tool. So it'll be very easy for you to adapt and easy for you to showcase to the world that you are now an automation tester and you will have different job opportunities with you. On the other hand, when you say, where can I find this? Look forward to some Udemy courses, or you can look forward to some YouTube platform. Like we have some great people, kind of like someone like me is another channel called as Automation Step by Step. Okay, Automation Step by Step is another channel led by Raghav Pal, and you can try looking at his content because I personally went through his tutorials and I found really, he's someone who is doing pretty much a good job like me. So I would recommend you to go there. Though there's nothing promotional here, no paid promotions or something. It's just that doing the kind of courtesy to help you get the right piece of information, which would be helpful. So, Lakshmi, you can get started from that channel, Automation Step by Step, and you'll get to know a lot of things. All right, let me know if you have anything else. Anish says, thank you, boss, for your answer regarding exam prices. It's clear now. You're always welcome, Anish. Marcosi is back here. Marcosi says, hello, friend. I'm going to take my exam ISTQB Foundation in 4 days. I have been studying for the last month. Any last minute advice? Big thanks and best wishes from Italy. Thank you so much, Marcosi, for your best wishes. The only advice which I'll have for you is you're going to write the examination in 4 days. So you have 2 days more to quickly recall that if you are ready enough or not. So, a very best, interesting approach which I have for you is take up some white sheet of papers, right? Close all the references, be it a book, be it my videos or whatsoever. Start putting everything what you can recall from your mind, right? Just tap it down. Say chapter one, first topic, what is testing? You know what is QA/QC? You know what is error, bug, failure? You know what is testing and debugging? You know what is root causes, defects, failures, and all that, right? Come to why is testing important. Talk about several things there. So just pen down the high level topics, all right? And then once you complete the chapter with penning down all that you could remember, go back to the syllabus copy and cross check what is that you could not write, right? This will help you to cultivate the recalling skill set during the examination. It will tell you that yes, you have, put that thing back from your mind, not from a reference. Because right now, till now, you have been taking intake, but you have not given any kind of output. So I want you to do that output part for the next 2 days and cross check that what is that you missed out? What is that you could not recall? And just if in case you have anything which you missed out, go back to the book, go back to the syllabus, go back to my tutorial, and think what is that you could not understand? What is that you forgot? Right? Which pretty much gives you the same understanding that, okay, this is where I stand as on today. Right? So do this for the next 2 days. Another 2 days, I just want you to have peace of mind. No preparation, no kind of stress. I just want you to relax and think about testing that in a very wide picture, that okay, if I'm a tester and I have some situations, what will I do? Just do a brainstorming about your experience of testing. That's it, and that will help you to answer all your questions, and you are there. Right, Makosi? Yeah, I hope that answers your question. If you still have anything, just let me know. And team, do not forget to drop a thumbs up. We need that on our live session because we want the world to know that we can answer your questions here, and they should be here to get their queries resolved. Katya says, I have ISTQB certificate. I got it without exam. Okay, that's interesting to know. I'm in testing team, but I don't do testing. Hey, that's something really tough to understand. So now I'm applying other companies. What kind of questions do they ask regarding ISTQB? Now, that's first of all very interesting to know. How did you get a certificate without writing the exam? And that's something which is critical enough to, relate, because that generally doesn't happen. And more of like, if you're in testing team but you don't do any testing, then what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing there in that team? You should have already opted out and started doing what you were supposed to do. Now you are trying to apply with other companies. I think I have a contradiction here, and I would love to hold on to answer this question, because I don't see a point. Why would you apply to other companies when you don't have any kind of testing work experience, right? I'm totally confused, right? If you don't have any testing experience, why would you jump to another company to go for the same role when you don't do the work of testing? But considering that you're completely new to testing, right? Completely new to testing, I would suggest first learn about testing. We don't want you to lose your respect in an organization, given that you have been into a testing team and not doing the job of testing, or you don't know about testing. It may impact your self respect and recognition in the organization, be it any organization, the one which you are in right now or the one which you will be going to. It will have that, right? So I would suggest start learning the concepts of testing first, and then prepare yourself for the interview. Because there's no point me telling you the type of questions, type of ISTQB things when you don't know what is ISTQB, right? You said that you have taken a certificate without exam, so it doesn't make any sense to me, first of all. So I would suggest you learn that. See, there's no harm. Okay, whatever happened, I'm not interested in the history, how you got that and all. What are you doing in a testing team without testing knowledge? You're not doing any testing work there. I have nothing to do with it. No one. I'm no one to talk about it. Point is, if you really want to build your career and you want to step into the testing and continue the work, then start learning about it first. And we have great playlists available here. I have ISTQB Foundation for you. I have ISTQB sample questions to build your understanding that what kind of questions they can ask you in the examination, sorry, in the interviews. And I do have a playlist which is manual testing bootcamp for people like you who are completely new to QA, right? And it will give you great fundamental learning and understanding of what exactly it takes to be a tester. And I hope I'm making sense here, Katya, because just because the comment what you've dropped, this is what I would have the recommendations for you. And I would suggest you to get started as soon as possible so that you don't lose that self respect, right? Because people may question you at any point of time that when you don't know testing, when you don't know what is ISTQB, how are you producing this profile which does not sound like realistic, right? So get started so that you can retain your portfolio and you can showcase that you are skilled. All the best. We got Ansari here. Ansari says, how much time do I need to prepare for ISTQB foundation level? Okay, very, very simple question, which I always get, but yes, yet happy to answer that. Now, number one thing, Mr. Ansari, that you will need anything between 10 to 20 days of time. Okay, again, it's something which I'm taking on an average from my 10,000 participants so far, which I have trained in a classroom session. I'm not talking about YouTube. Okay, I'm not talking about my platform. I'm talking about the classroom sessions which I've taken for the last decade, right? Well, 10 years. And these 10,000 participants have their different understanding level, right? Some people take just 2 days and succeed on the third day. Some people prepare for 10 days and take the 11th day and succeed. Some people think, okay, I'm not someone who can be grasping it faster and I may need more time. And we don't say that you are a slow learner or you are someone who does not understand anything. No, everyone has their different psychology, everyone has their different skill sets to learn a new concept. So we don't evaluate you based on the number of days you take. So you are free to take your own time to prepare for it. But on an average, people have taken 10 days of time on an average, okay? Anything less than 10, anything more than 10 is possible. On an average, most of my candidates have taken 10 days to prepare for the certification and succeed. Okay. So if you are someone who is new to it, like new to testing, you may take more than 10 days. But if you're someone who has been doing testing, then less than 10 days would be enough for you. But again, certainly with conditions apply, it completely depends on you. So there is no rigid or fixed timeline that how long one should take to prepare. Take your own time till you have the confidence to write the exam. Okay. I hope that answers your question. And let me know if you have anything else for. And he says, hello again, welcome back always. I searched a lot for AI testing and security testing courses, but unfortunately, I don't find. Do you recommend any resources? Number one, security tester is something which people not take quite often, right? So you may not find anything related to it. And AI testing is just added 3 months back or 4 months back in ISTQB. ISTQB just introduced it in 2022, and we do not have anything other than ISTQB, right? So the syllabus, what you have, and the sample paper, what you have on ISTQB official website is only your reference. Nobody else is talking about it. In fact, more than half of the world doesn't even know that we have AI testing certification in ISTQB, right? And similarly, they recently launched game testing, which I'll be publishing a video soon after our live session. So game testing is now introduced for the game testers. So all the game testers across the world are free enough to take a certification on their profession as well under the tree of ISTQB. So that's the reason you may not find any material, and I don't have any references for you, sorry to say, to support your preparation if you are looking forward to AI testing or security testing. You may have to wait for me another month to get some of the material on AI testing, because I think I'll be picking up next is AI testing and preparing the tutorials for that. But yeah, I may take around 1.5 months because I have some commitments and I'm preparing tutorials for that right now. As soon as I finish them, I'll pick up the next one. Okay, I hope that goes in line. And if you have anything else, any issues, let me know. Tran says, yeah, I just finished mobile testing this morning. There were some weird questions, but I think I still make it. Oh, that's great, Tran. And I remember you were preparing for the mobile testing, and good. First of all, you have taken it, and I hope I'm confident enough. You have been taking great certifications in the list, and you have been making it through. So all the best. Of course, I can say that you will make it up for sure. So we'll look forward to you for another certifications pretty much soon. Makosis says, amazing advice. Thank you so much for that. You're welcome. Dhananjay is here and he says, hello, Neeraj. How are you? I'm doing fantastic, Dhananjay. Thank you for asking. Let me know how are you feeling this evening. And yeah, if you have any questions, do let us know. Miracle is here. I'm a fresher in testing. What type of questions can I expect in the interview? I need to prepare. Please help me. Being a fresher, I think I was just trying to answer someone here on the discussion earlier that being an experience, what they expect from you, being a fresher, what they expect from you. In case you missed that conversation, let me just reiterate. Being a fresher or new in testing, you have a certification with you, so you pretty much know what is the expectation. Okay, what is the expectation of the overall process, right? You know what is test cases, you know what is test design, you know what is test management, you know what are matrices, you know what is defect management, you know what's the part of role of tools in the process, right? So many things which you covered in 6 different chapters. So that is what will be expected in an interview. More importantly, you should know how to write test cases. Being a test engineer, the only asset which you have with you is writing effective and efficient test cases. So they may give you a set of requirement, give you a functional requirement at any point of time, and they will ask you, can you just quickly draw some test cases out of this requirement and let me know why do you think these test cases will be important. So all we need is that perception to understand a functionality and think like a tester, not like a tester, as a user, like a user, and come up with your various scenarios and justify to them that why you thought these test cases will be crucial enough to find any issues in the functionality. And how will that validate a particular requirement and expectation? And beyond that, I think test cases are the most critical part of the freshers interview or the newcomer industry interviews. Other than that is all your definitions and concept, which you have covered in ISTQB. So just be strong in that, and you will be able to answer all the questions. You don't have to really worry about it. In fact, you have answered an interview being through the ISTQB Foundation. You have answered that. So nothing more to worry. Just test cases, make yourself strong there, and you can learn about test cases from many videos. Right, Miracle? I think that answers your question. If you still have anything else, I'm happy to help. All right, Dhananjay says, I'm good, thank you. Can you suggest good career objective to include in resume for career switcher? Or can you suggest any site so that I can look into that? Career objective to include. Oh, career objective. I think, yeah, you can see some sample resumes. In fact, you can go ahead to LinkedIn's and look at some of the profile snapshots of people, and you can get a lot of inspiration from there. So LinkedIn would be the best place because great people showcase their skill set in a great word, in great summarization. So that will give you a lot of input. And I don't want you to go on Google where you look at some dummy sample resumes. Rather, go to LinkedIn and look at your connections, right? Go to your connections list and open different accounts and see how people are trying to summarize them and figure out the best one there and just come up with your own, right? Taking the reference from there, come up with your own words, come up with your own sentences, and you can put that career objective on the top. So it pretty much gives you a great reference because LinkedIn, I think all the people who are on LinkedIn have their uniqueness in defining their career summary and snapshot. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. And this is where I'm pretty much done with answering all the questions on our chat window right now and expecting people to just drop up a thumbs up if in case you are happy with what we are doing. Not necessarily, not mandatory. It's just that if in case you are happy enough with what we are doing, we would love to see that like on this particular video. The reason is I don't ask people to like any of my other videos. It's more of like only this live because I want this live to reach already a lot of people in the world who can come back and ask their questions here. And YouTube only works on the principles and algorithms of how much people are appreciating a video, how much they are investing time, how much they are kind of liking it. So that's where the algorithm comes, and I may have to slightly sometime ask you to do something for me. But other than that, we are not those typical YouTubers where we beg that please like, share, subscribe, and comment, right? We don't do that. No, you will never hear that in my videos. So I pretty much don't do here as well. Anyways, Dhananjay says, already like the session. Thank you so much, Dhananjay. And Miracle says, thank you very much, sir. Thank God I found your channel on YouTube. Oh, that's a really great word, and it certainly makes sense. You are unique. Thank you for giving me that reward. And certainly, it makes a lot of sense to me because I'm happy with what I am, and just want to express all that to rest of the world. And the only objective which I have is to build a better QA community and give them the recognition what they really have actually in the world, right? Because the point is, today people think two different things about testing. Number one, that anybody can do it, which is not correct. And second, test engineers are not valued in the industry, right? And for both the reasons, we QA are the responsible. We can't blame developers. We can't blame the IT industry. I blame QA, including me, that we are responsible for both of these statements. QA is not an easy job. When you go through these certifications, learn the concepts, and you realize it yourself, and you have been doing the work, you know that to testing a product is not an easy job. But the point is, have you ever shown this to the world that how critically you are managing it? How critically are you testing it? What kind of responsibilities do you have? How will you showcase it? By speaking. When you participate in different discussions, you contribute. But what happens generally? Generally, QAs do not participate in design discussions, requirement discussions. Even if they participate, they say, none of my business. I think design call is for architects, what I'm doing here, right? And that shows that QAs are only limited to writing test cases and executing test cases. And we want to make sure that We build a QA community which interfares, which is our job, our real work. We do requirement reviews, we do design reviews, we do code reviews. Static testing, right? All of you here know what is static testing. And it certainly makes a lot of sense to anyone that how exactly a tester participates everywhere and showcases that I'm here, right? And this is where you gain the respect. The reason why people say that a tester is not a respecting job in the industry is because we do not showcase what we do or what we are accountable for. We are accountable for making sure that if you are on a flight, you are safe. If you are not safe, we are not a good QA, right? If we are not safe, then we are not a good QA. We have not tested everything efficiently, and that's why you are at risk. So, being a QA, it is our responsibility to make sure that we assure the world that we are the quality guys. If we don't approve, things won't go to the production, things won't go to the market. But at the same time, do we showcase that this is what we are? No, we don't showcase because we don't participate, we don't contribute, we don't really showcase what exactly is testing. The day we start showcasing, we will be recognized, we will be respected. And why don't we do that? Is there a reason behind it? Yes, the lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge. Not all the testers really have the understanding of what exactly is happening on the other side of the project. They are limited. They are keeping themselves limited to executing test cases. The day you start participating, getting involved, cross verifying, perception putting, you will be recognized in the organization. And that is what my motto is, to build that knowledge base with every test engineer so that they can speak up every time they are participating in a meeting and showcase that they are a tester. They are a quality guy. Anyways, I just wanted to highlight that. Thank you so much because it came up with a "you are unique" comment, which is pretty much appreciating. And Dhananjay also says, really appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much, Dhananjay, for your kind words. It just keeps me inspired to help a lot and a lot of people across the world. Meanwhile, we have got Tlangi Mangoba. Okay, Mangoma, and thank you. I passed my ISTQB CDFL with your well structured course. If it's advisable that I take the advanced technical test analyst cert, oh yes, why not? But I just want to clarify with you that are you a non functional tester? Okay, meanwhile, you answer that question, let me congratulate you. Congratulations, first of all. Thank you so much for letting us know here. It's a really great news that you did your certification, the very first one, and it's a great stepping stone to different other certifications to build your portfolio and confidence in the world of testing. On the second side, when it comes to the certifications, especially the one which you're talking about, a lot of people have a myth, a lot of people have a misunderstanding that they think technical test analyst is a functional certification. No, test analyst is for functional testers. If only if you are a non-functional tester, like you do performance testing, you do usability test, you do portability testing, interoperability testing, and a lot of other those levels of testing, then you are a non-functional tester, right? And if you're a non-functional tester, then you take up the technical test analyst, because for your kind information, non-functional testers are more technical than a functional tester. Very bad to hear, but yes. Non-functional testers spend most of their time on the design and the code than the UI. That's the reason we call that certification as technical test analyst than test analyst. So just get this clarified, Talangi. And if you think Okay, Talagi, if you think you are from functional testing, like you have been doing integration system and all for your past, then test analyst is your certification to take up. But if you have been into performance, portability, adaptability, or kind of interoperability and many other non-functional testing so far, and you want to become a lead of that, like promote yourself in that domain, then technical test analyst is for you. So functional testers take up test analyst, non-functional testers take up technical test analyst. Okay, I hope that answers your question. And we have another 15 minutes to go from our live and would like to answer as many questions as possible before we wind up with the show. But let's make most out of this opportunity, team. When we are connecting live here, we want to answer your questions as much as possible and answer as many questions as possible. So feel free to drop your queries here. This is a live session which happens every Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. For an hour, we connect with our audience, connect with our listeners, learners, and listen to their concerns like questions, doubts, clarifications, and try to answer them. The only agenda of this live session is to listen to you and respond back. That's it. We don't have any kind of, fun activities going on here, and I'm not giving you a tour of my house or something in my life. It's more of like fulfilling your needs when I have some time over the weekend. So go ahead, team. Looking forward to more and more questions to come up. If you have one, do not hesitate. Again, highlighting that your questions are important for you and for me. No matter if your question is simple, silly, or complicated, we encourage every single questions to be dropped here, and we love to answer. No matter if you have a very simple questions to ask, we encourage everyone to come up with their queries, and we are happy to answer any of those questions. So do not hesitate, just feel free, drop your concern, and we'll look forward to talk about it. Talagi says, thank you. I do functional testing and I'll buy your course now on Udemy for the test analyst as you have clarified my confusion. You are making a difference. Thank you. I think I think I'm trying to do that in a long time, maybe in another few years, I will be a difference maker for sure. It's just getting started. Thank you so much for your wonderful compliment, Talagi, and all the very best for your preparation. Siddharth says, please publish videos on acceptance testing. Thank you, Siddharth, for your recommendation. We'll have a poll as usual on our channel. Whenever I complete a series of tutorials, I always ask my audience that what we are interested in next because I don't put anything on my own. Yeah, I will always see what my audience are looking next at any point of time, and you are free to vote there. So I think for this month, I'll continue completing my manual testing bootcamp course. And once I'm done, probably the first week of August or second week of August, you'll have a poll coming up, and we request everyone to be a part of the community page, or you will get a notification, and you can certainly vote for that. Again, the one which gets the maximum vote, we start with those set of tutorials. Anyways, we'll consider this as one of the poll option for sure, and we are looking to talk about it. Thank you. SM is here. Good morning, sir. Please, can you explain the difference between class and object, where and how they are used in automation? Okay, so in a very layman level, right, SM? Because I do understand how things go in reality. So when you talk about class, is more of like a kind of categorization, and object is one of the entity under that. So maybe this could be a page, right? So it is just a page, which is your entire page of the application, and one of the object, which is a text field, is your object, right? So object is something which you create to perform an activity in a particular automation script, and class is more of like a function, more of like the collector of different objects together. So when you want to run a class, right, you are actually calling the set of all the objects inside that, and declaring an object makes pretty much sense that whether it is declared inside the class or outside the class, but that object can be called out at any place during the entire automation script. So, in a very simple word, if I want to modularize my script, okay, I want to modularize my script, which makes sense in terms of like I want to run certain set of functions at a time, like building it module by module, and I just want to call the ones which I want to run at any point of time. I'll call them as class. And class will have different objects, or maybe the same object doing different functions on top of it. That is driver dot something, driver dot something. Now, driver is one of your object which you have created, and you are performing all that activity on top of it. So instead of writing a longer script, like For example, this particular browser, this particular page, this particular tab, this particular object, do this. Then repeating the same entire line and then select this one or click on this button. So this entire thing, what you're writing, that is the browser, the page, the tab, and all that to reach out to the final object, you can call it as an object itself and declare it on the top and just reduce your efforts to reiterate that work. So object can be anything which is user defined and you want to perform an activity with reference to that. There could be an automation object, there could be a kind of dictionary object, there, and this whole thing talks about automation object model, which is AOM, right? It's a concept of building up and creating your custom objects, even a variable, okay? A variable equated to a path or maybe a field in the application can be called as an object too, and later reused with a dot. That object one dot do this, object one dot do this, object two dot do this. So this is where the concept of class and object comes, right? I hope that answers your questions. Dhananjay says nowadays YouTube is filled with home tours. Exactly. That's the reason I kind of refer to that. Ishwant is here. Ishwant says, I'm going to take ISTQB Agile extension on July 25th and tell me how to approach the questions because I got more questions as scenario basis and foundation level. What do you mean by scenario basis and foundation level? I think scenarios are limited to only techniques and some from chapter 5, and the rest all would be more of like one liner scenarios if you're referring to that. Agile will pretty much be just like foundation. Okay, I'm not sure what are you referring to when you say scenarios, because scenarios, when we say, it is a passage, okay, a bigger passage, one page, and then you answer a question, which does not happen in foundation or agile, right? But whatever you saw, right, will be pretty much the same pattern for the agile too. It's not going to be anything different. It's just going to be on the same level, some simple 2-3 line scenarios, if you are referring to that, 2-3 lines questions that as agile tester, you are trying to work on this. What is your key contribution here? So again, straightforward, K1, K2, right? And a few topics with K3. There are no K4, okay? So you can expect the similar pattern what you had in the foundation level in order to answer your questions, right? So there's no difference, no much difference, because this is also a foundation level certification of Agile. So Agile Tester Extension is a foundation level certification. So they will keep it simple and to the point. Okay. SM says, is reports bugs in auto the same as in manual? I was unable to buy your book on Amazon here in US. I kept getting an unsupported web page. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I think this is something to do with Amazon. But let me come to your first point. When you say reporting bugs in automation is same as in manual, no. In automation, you can trigger if you have an integration possible with your test management tool between the automation and test management tool. You can trigger your bugs creation on a failed test right from there itself. Okay, so I think that's a one-line answer to you right now. How to do it? Of course, some practicals are involved to do the integration between the tool first of all. For example, I have tool X for automation, I have tool Y for test management, where I'm managing my test cases or defects, etc. So X should be integratable, that is interoperable between X and Y. So what I do on Y, X knows. And if I do something trigger from X, the Y can run that test, is what we say integration between the two tools. Now you just have to trigger a test that, or write a class again, which says that if a test fails, do this particular report inputs and create a defect in tool Y. Okay, so it will pick up the information from your report, that what was the step formed becomes the description, the logs, etc. can be attached, and lot many other things can happen. Your name, as you were the tester who was running it, it will be automatically tagged as reported by. Date and time will be captured. A lot of things which you initialize with a defect initially can automatically be logged from an automation script itself. As soon as the script fails or the test fails, which you were running in automation, it can be logged automatically. So it's not the same. Subjected, you have integration between tool X and Y. If you don't have the integration, then the process remains the same as in manual process. Okay, no difference. You have, if anything fails, you go back to your defect management tool and log it manually. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Asim. If you have anything, go ahead. I know that's not a good place to stay longer. Anyways, yes, team, go ahead. We got another 5 minutes to go from our live session, and I would be happy to answer as many questions as possible within this time. And I would be really looking forward to some more. Sorry about my pronunciation, but Essel Can. Hi, thanks for your CDFL course. I passed the exam, but now I'll be attending TAE. Congratulations. I think this is our third comment of the day where we are listening to the success stories. Thank you so much for letting us know, as Essel Can, and congratulations on the success. We certainly look forward to you for the upcoming certifications and all the very best for your future endeavors. Do let me know if you think I need to support you anywhere during this preparation. I would be more than happy to answer your questions as well. So look forward to same support, similar content, and kind of effort what you really need to have from my side. Dhananjay says, nope, you have answered all my questions. That's great, Dhananjay. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. Another one coming in from Prema. Prema says, hi, sir, good evening. Will ISTQB Foundation level certificate help me in my job shift of having 1 year of experience? Yes. Okay. Yes. You will have some kind of added advantage when you compete with people or profiles who are not certified. People today in India are looking for people who are well certified and people who have some recognition with them compared to the one who are not certified. But again, this does not become, I iterate, I answered this question someone in the beginning of the call, but I'll just reiterate, it does not become a criteria in India yet. Okay, in India, it's not a criteria that if you are certified, then only we'll hire you. But it is something which adds a lot of value to your profile. So people like companies, if they have to shortlist some people to interview, if they see you have ISTQB certifications with you, then you have the chances of getting your profile shortlisted on the first priority. But if you don't have certifications, you don't have a good project with you, or you don't showcase your skill set properly on your resume, then you may have kind of, second priority to be called for an interview. So certainly, yes, strongly recommending that if you are having certifications, organizations prefer to give you a chance. Okay, but it's not a criteria yet. Okay, I'm not insisting that it is a criteria, it's a must have. No, it's good to have as of today. Asel Khan says, is it really needs to attempt a lot of certifications such as TAE? Sorry, is it really needs to attempt a lot of certification? Okay, you mean to say mock papers? No, I think I would suggest that the content understanding is very crucial. The more you know about the syllabus, the more you know about the concepts of automation engineer, the more you understand the chapter 3, which is the architecture part, right? Which will answer a lot of your questions from other chapters too. So I would still suggest that the content is very crucial. The better you have the understanding, the more it'll be important to get certification done. But of course, you do not find more papers than one paper which is available on official website of ISTQB. So you are limited, right? So you, even if you try, you won't find more questions, right? Because ISTQB does not release any of their previous exam papers in public. So there are nothing called as dump. Okay. So yeah, you don't really, one paper would be enough to get an idea of the pattern of the examination. Okay. And also to help you judge yourself, where are you lacking, where are you confident. Other than that, I don't see a point you jumping onto more and more mock tests to gain confidence. Not at all required. Dhananjay says, congratulations, all those who have cleared. Thank you so much, Dhananjay, for appreciating our team here and wishing them all the great success. Thank you so much for your words. Prema says, can you give some tips for building a resume for experienced in manual testing? It would be helpful for a lot of people like me. Sure. I think I can talk about in one of my videos, and talk about what exactly needs to be the sections, what need to be highlighted in a portfolio. I think that's a good topic. I think I should be talking about it. So let me just kind of pen down right here in front of you, and let me build some tutorial kind of, in the coming week. And just drop me a comment. I'll tag you there that, hey, here's the video, and you can certainly have a look on that. At least you may feel happy that, oh, yeah, he replied back to me. Okay, thank you. Azil can says thank you. I have hopefully TA also, but it's not easy. Yeah, it's not. It's more of like expert, advanced level certification of specialist. So it's not a foundation level. Don't compare with that. All right, I think we hit the clock anyways, and at the same time we answered every single comment here. So it was really a wonderful day again and wonderful session. So I would like to thank, first of all the participants who participated here and certainly raised their questions, because there are many people who join only to, listen to the conversation and gain a lot of knowledge. So I always thank people who participate here, because this live session will not be successful alone because of me. We need you, we need your contribution, we need your attention. People who listen here, when they join here, it certainly makes a lot of sense for them. So it's very crucial and important for every single participant to be a participant here. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for making it a great success once again. So let me just see if I'm missing anything out here. Ramesh says, hi Neeraj, I have ISTQB CDFL certificate as a next step. Shall I go with test analyst or IREB foundation? I'm so sorry to say I don't know what is IREB, but yeah, test analyst is next option for you for sure. Asil Khan says, sir, I have seen your videos on Udemy and also on YouTube. Is there any difference between these? No, not to pay anything, Asil. And we don't want you to invest money. My courses on Udemy are pretty much the same as on the YouTube. It's just that there are countries who don't have access to YouTube, or they don't think YouTube is a learning platform. So I opted to put them there as well on the recommendation of Udemy, right? So thank you, Asil Khan, for letting us know that. And yeah, just wanted to save some of your money there. All right. So, yeah, once again, thank you all for making some time out and joining the live session, contributing to this and making it successful. We are incomplete without you. Right. So, putting it all together, that's all from this particular live session team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video and participating in this live session team. Happy learning. Take care. See you soon. And till then, stay safe.